The post-war era has brought an interest in sport never before equalled. Young and old are playing and watching sport with increasing fervor. A new generation is springing up, nurtured in the theory that healthy, competitive recreation is the key to a virile nation. And virile the nation is going to be if the sports fans have their way. Well, here we are on the green for a game of cricket, and it's the right weather for ducks. Maybe the players should have brought their water wings. Maybe they've gone to get them. Let's see what they're doing. I wonder what they're laughing at.
That concludes music while you work, and here is a gale warning.
No wonder indoor sports are becoming increasingly popular. Now that's an idea. A nice hectic game of chess to keep the circulation going and the blood pounding through your veins. From now on, this film is sticking strictly to indoor sports. Come rain or snow, you can always retire to the parlour to bounce a tiddly or flip a wink. The little darling, get out of it. Now, this looks better. Snooker is a very popular indoor pastime, and there's nothing to it, really. You can go on for hours if you're as good a player as Johnny Pulman, the world junior professional champion. Here is Johnny Pulman's famous jump the basket shot. He hits the white and the red comes out. This is known as the machine gun shot. If you have a machine gun, try it yourself sometime. Of course, I used to play this game pretty well myself.
Oh? Well, come and have a go. That's nice, easy, Red.
Yes. Dead easy. You want to watch me, you might pick up a few tips. I generally manage to knock some off. You know, tips on the floor.
Now, if I might make a suggestion.
No, don't tell me. I know just how to make this shot. I can see I shall have to get down to it. Ah, that's better. You know, I once spent 8 hours on a billiard table. The hotel was full. Back to the chess game to see how they're getting on. This game is so fast you don't even have time to stop for food. Well, that's one off the ration. What's the matter? Is it stalemate? One of the most popular indoor sports is ping pong. Oh, I beg your pardon, table tennis. Perhaps you'd like me to come over and give you a pointer or two. Oh, good, then I will. I think perhaps I'd better give you a start. You gave us that when you came in. Oh, very droll, old man. I'll take this end. Right. Thank you. Oh, excuse me, do you know that this game owes much of its popularity to its simplicity? There's absolutely nothing to go wrong. No, leave it. Leave it. It's easier for you. You ready? Service. It'll be a game to be studied from all angles. Well caught, eh? Well, now for the big moment. I'm going to send you a very difficult spin shot. Listen for the ping. Ah, this looks better. Let's see how it's really done. On the left is Johnny Leach, and on the right his partner Jack Carrington. Just look at those returns. You have to be pretty fit to play this game well. Pretty fit to watch it, too. They find it too easy to play with one ball, so they play with 3. Talking of 3 balls reminds me I must get my watch out tomorrow. Your game, sir. Hey, fellas, what about a move? Steady. Now let's look in at the London Fencing Club and watch some experts practicing the noble art of thrust and parry. In the old days, fencing was used to settle arguments. Nowadays, it's kept strictly for exercise, and arguments are never settled. It's a good job they've got buttons on the ends of those foils, otherwise someone would go home with a torn waistcoat. And now, from the modern style of fencing for exercise to the charm and grace of fencing as practiced in the olden days. Here is our old world fencer. Note the grace and dignity of his deportment as he surveys the room for an opponent worthy of his skill. Now before the match comes a salute. En garde. Oh, excuse me there. The sword in the other hand. Note the quiet dignity as the fencer parries all attacks. Something is wrong. Could our man be ill? Surely it's not the white flag. Bless you. And now to resume the match, as wit matches wit, and may the man with the keenest eye win. Thrust. Parry. His opponent must have cheated. Naughty. Now the salute again. Touché. And so, as they resume this dignified and old-world match, we say farewell to the London Fencing Club. From fencing to feathers. Here are two young men who are out to hit the shuttlecock as it's never been hit before. Observe the flight of the shuttlecock as it flies through the air with the greatest of ease. However high it soars, it always comes down again, like a cinema organist. Well, that's one way of making the feathers fly. The name Badminton comes from Badminton House, the country seat of the Duke of Beaufort in Gloucestershire, where the game is said to have been invented. If the net were lower and the rackets heavier, badminton would be exactly the same as tennis. If the net were lower and the rackets heavier, oh, I am a silly, I've said that. Anyway, let's sit back and watch this mixed double.
Yes, girls play this game as well. What grace. What energy. That's grace on the left. Well, I suppose it's one way of getting into training for the autumn sale. Well, girls, you're now looking at Badminton Bertie, the basher from Brixton. Oh, can't take it, eh? Oh, care for a shuffle? Cock? Oh, well, what about a catch? Good idea. Hey, fellas, what about me? Oh.
Here, if you haven't already guessed it, is the home of another indoor sport. It's the inside of one of Britain's unofficial parliaments, the Duke of Marlborough, a pub somewhere in England. Drinking is a favourite indoor sport with many people, but right now what we are going to see is an exhibition of that great British institution, darts. The idea, of course, is to score as many as you can. The outer ring counts double, the inner treble, while a bullseye nets a lucky throw of 50. Most players concentrate on the treble 20. In the last few years, darts has risen right to the forefront of indoor sports, and today can claim over 7 million regular players. And it is played in pubs, clubs, private houses, factories, and even in battleships throughout the world. Here are two teams playing a game of 501 up. The weight of the darts varies a little, and also the type of feather or flight which is used to keep the dart steady in motion. Most players carry their own favourite set of darts around with them and guard them very jealously indeed.
These two teams are definitely above the average. In fact, they are above the average, for they raised over £30,000 for charity during the war. Ah, well, press on. And remember, never sit near a dartboard with your best hat on.
Probably the oldest surviving indoor game is real tennis, from which is derived the popular present-day game of lawn tennis. Originally played by monks in the abbey cloisters, the court today still retains all the original features. Outwardly, the balls resemble those used in lawn tennis, while the rackets are specially shaped to give backspin. The court you are seeing is at Lord's, and we are lucky enough to have a couple of experts to give us an idea of the game as it should be played.
Well, thanks, boys, for a most exciting game. We'll be seeing you again sometime. So long. So long. Oh, stop.
Hello. Although this was once considered an exclusive outdoor sport, it has now moved indoors as well. And in thousands of baths throughout the country, people can now swim all the year round in what was often more comfort than they could get at the seaside. Here, showing us how easy it is an old, experienced swimmer of 7. She's Susan Bragg of the Hampstead Ladies Club, and Susan has been swimming for almost as long as she can remember and hopes one day to become a champion. Good luck, Susan, and if you keep up your present rate of progress, we should be hearing big things of you soon. Unless you are a shallow end jumper-inner, you must learn to get into the water the proper way. And here, teaching a prospective mermaid, is one of Great Britain's crack diving instructors, Tony Tarrant. Let's watch him a while with his easy-to-learn method. First of all, he says, you must crouch at the side in a comfortable position. Now extend the arms, get the head well between them, and over you go. Now arms and head the same, but this time with one foot behind the other. This helps to give the body the right angle. Hey, don't forget to come back. Tony says the main thing is to have confidence and plenty of practice. But don't practice at home in the bath. You're liable to get your head caught in the plug hole. Hello. Our mermaid has been joined by another. Well, they're trying their best, and although they both look very pretty indeed, by professional standards, they're only classed as average swimmers. Sorry, girls. Still, it's very nice to watch. Tony Tarrant. Hey, Tony, come on. Tony is going to demonstrate some different dives for us, and here is the plain dive forward. back front dive. These diving champs often work out their dives mathematically before trying them on the springboard. The reverse dive. The twist. Oh, twist again. Tony says it takes from 5 years to become a champion diver, but it certainly seems worthwhile when we watch him. Any diver, of course, must learn to combine the agility and muscle control of a gymnast with the grace of a ballet dancer. Well, like this. Now, don't be nervous. Now, come on, dive off there. Remember, confidence and coordination. Was that cold? Oh well, back to bed. Swimming. Pooey!
If you're the sort of person who likes a leisurely life, you'd better not take up squash, for this is one of the fastest indoor games man has invented. Look, you can hit it as hard as you like, and it always comes back for more. The champion and Bill Gordon vary their shots. Now a gentle drop shot just above the board. Now an angle shot against the side wall. A series of shots calculated to keep the opponent constantly on the wrong foot and running in the wrong direction. And to think these boys might have picked on croquet. Let's watch some of the finer points of this famous game. I think I'm going to have a basin full of this.
What are you doing down there?
Oh, I'm getting up. Well, which of you boys would like to take me on?
Well, maybe you'd like a game with my opponent.
Why, I'd be delighted.
Well, let me introduce you. Mahmoud Karim, professional champion of the world.
How do you do? Squash, eh? Well, champ, I think it's only fair to tell you that at this game I'm second to none. He's a nice chap now, and I must introduce you sometime. Well, you serve first and hit just as hard as you like.
Okay.
Looks as if I've got the wishbone. Wish.
Turkish.
Well, here we are at Streatham Ice Rink for another popular indoor sport. Did I ever tell you that I used to be known as the Finchley figurator? If I did, I was lying, because I never was. In the old days, ice skating was strictly a winter sport, but in this modern age, it's a pastime which can be enjoyed both winter and summer. It's the nearest approach to flying there is. They say that with a pair of skates on your feet, you feel like a swallow. Or is it a penguin? The sedentary worker who spends the days sitting on an office stool likes to come and sit down here for a change. It's harder and cooler. Never mind, old chap. It helps to broaden your outlook. His outlook ought to be pretty broad by now. Go on, Sam. Have a go. Well, what do you know? It's me. Oh, honest, someone would give me a push.
terribly sorry. Ice skating and I got mixed up with some of the boys and I came... This is the end.